So today we'll discuss context error computing. But before that, let's give you a brief idea of the project, some of the sample projects. So I will discuss seven project ideas. Briefly introduce those ideas, and then we'll have a more detailed description of the project ideas later. But just to give you a heads up, what kind of projects you can choose from in this type of project. So one of the projects that we can do is related to diet assessment, smart diet assessment system. So what is this project? Very basic idea is that using your smartphone, you have to develop an application that monitors eating habits. Okay. So what are they eating? How much are they eating? And what is the calorific value of the food that they are eating? Right. here is that it has to be least intervention. So you should, the user should not have to give any manual. So there are a lot of mobile applications where they are food journal type of applications. So what happens is that you develop an application where the person is required to enter what is eating and how much is eating. Then the nutritionist checks the food journal and gives feedback that okay, you took this much calories. Maybe this is a very fatty food. You should eat those food. You are not having enough nutrition with those food. Those kind of suggestions the nutritionist gives you. But that is very offline, right? So you log in that information, then you go to the nutritionist, and then the nutritionist tells you what to do. So that is not real time. What we want is, let's say I went to a restaurant and I ordered some dish. I want to know how much calories are there. Calories is very simple because nowadays everybody advertises calories, right? How much calories is there? But not only calories, we would also want to have a measure of how much carbohydrates percent, how much saturated fat, fiber, those things. And that how much saturated fat, carbohydrates, calories, all depends upon how you cook the food. So for example, you are cooking chicken. Chicken has different amounts of calories based on the method that you use to cook. If you bake chicken, then it has some amount of calories, as opposed to when you fry chicken. Deep fried chicken has a lot more calories than just baked chicken. So how can we distinguish between them when a person is going to a restaurant or making food at home for cooked food? How can we make such distinction? So one of the ways that people try to do that is by taking pictures, by taking food images, and from the images you do image processing and you find out what type of food the person is eating by comparing it to the database of food. Right? So if you are eating fried chicken, then they have already different types of fried chicken recipes and menus and food pictures already there in the database. They take the picture of your fried chicken and match it with the fried chicken that people have posted pictures, or you have some pictures in the database and identify that okay, you're eating an apple. Right? So now the problem with that is that the accuracy of food detection from color images. So your smartphone takes color images, right? So the accuracy of detecting cooked food, of identifying what food you're eating, cooked food from color images is about 63%. Very low. One of the main reasons for that is that when you take a picture, it's very difficult using color images. It's very difficult to demarcate what part of the picture is food and what part of the picture is play and so on. Then is also, so once that is wrong, or once you have problems in segmenting food pictures, if you have problems in segmenting food pictures, then you have problems in identifying the food also. Why? Because how do you identify food? How do the algorithms identify food? What they do is they take the color, they take the texture, right? Some food might be grainy, some food might be saucy, right? So they take those texture, color information and give it to a machine learning system. That's how they do it. So if the segmentation is not good, if you have plate portions in food images, then plate has a totally different texture than food. So all your feature extraction mechanisms that you use in machine learning systems will be wrong. That's why that's one of the main reasons of having very low accuracy. So what we did, in fact, we came up with a new idea that instead of taking color images, you take color images, but you also take thermal images of food. So if it is a cooked food, the assumption is that the plate is at a much lower temperature than the food. Right? So if you use the infrared camera and look at look at a food plate, you can identify or clearly demarcate which part is food and which part is plate, because you can assume that food is at a much higher temperature than plate. So using that, we did the food segmentation and then we identified cooked food. The accuracy is around 89%. From 63%, we were able to increase the accuracy to 89%. Still 10% error, but we are tracking. So, one of the projects, or at least two of the projects, are sub projects of this big aim that we have. So, if we let me show a little demo of the application that we already have. We call it Kinky Diet. So, this is a food plate, nice food. Very easy. So this is the thermal image. This is already preheated. So you take a color image, then you take the thermal image. So now you see the thermal image. You have the picture is just important, right? So this is food. This is all plate. This is food. This is food. So if you look at the color image also, the color image this part was empty. This is some chocolate pudding, this is some macaroni, this is some French fries. Or fish sticks, right? Fish. So the fish sticks are highlighted as right. So because they were hot, chocolate pudding and the macaroni is here. The rest of the part, the gray part, the white hot part is the food part, and the gray part is the taste part. The very clear demarcation. So using that, we can very easily segment parts. So we developed this application. So what you do is you first take the color image. Then you take the thermal image. And then basically you run the segmentation algorithm. So that segmentation algorithm is running in the server. So you send these pictures to the server runs the segmentation algorithm, and then after that you get the each two segments. So this is the chocolate pudding segmented. Very minimal portion of plate is there. So now you send these images to do identification, to identify what type of food is it. So that part, identifying what type of food is standard. There is no innovation in there. What you do is you just take some features and send it to the machine learning system, and that tells you based on the database what food is. Food and room temperature you want.
What's the refrigerator? You know more about your diet than your doctor.
The thing is, at room temperature, there are existing algorithms
How many?
that are good at room temperature. But cooked food is the problem. Cooked food, there are not many algorithms. So, for example, color image-based algorithms can detect burgers or Coke, fries, those kind of finger food you can easily detect. That is, the accuracy is nearly 90%. We don't need number. But for cooked food, you need this kind of systems. Not only hot food, you can also do it with cold food. So if you had ice cream, that would also be easy to detect. So that is one project. Now, related to that project, we have two different tasks or two different sub-projects that you can take up. First sub-project is a sensor-based food image data collection system. So one of the important things to do for this kind of project is that you need a lot of data to validate whether the accuracy of that system is really good or not, whether it is usable or not, and so on. So one of the aim of this project is that you develop a data connection system which you can install in restaurants or in dorms, right, or eating places, so that it is very easy for a person to collect this information, food based information. Right? So how you do that is so you imagine a system where there is like a box somewhere. You are taking some food in some service. Let's say you went to Panda Express and you take all the food that you need, and while you pay, you just put your plate inside that box. That box takes all the information, like how many minutes, color image, uploads it into the server, and then you pay. All this happens while you are paying, right? So after you pay, you just take the payment. That's it. So the action from the user only involves keeping the plate inside a box. So now you have to develop a system where you assume just this simple action from the user. The user takes the plate, puts it inside a box, and so from the moment that the person puts the plate inside the box, you have to automatically start collecting thermal image, color image, and some other information like the spectroscope, infrared spectroscope, near infrared spectroscope. So these three things you have to collect, but you cannot assume any manual operation from the user that tells you when to connect the data. The only operation that you have is a person taking the plate and putting it inside a box. That is the only operation that you have. Right? So from that input, how do you start collecting the infrared images, color images, and all those sensors? How do you input those sensors? Or how do you collect the data and send it to the server? That is the first part. So the system model that you have to build is this one. So there is a smart scale. Smart scale means this scale just takes the weight and sends it to a smartphone. That is the smart scale. So you have a smart scale. That smart scale connects through Bluetooth to the smartphone. There is a thermal camera that can be interfaced with the smartphone. There is a near infrared spectroscopy which is connected through Bluetooth to the smartphone. So first step is you have to establish those connections. You have to write some plugins, some code to establish connections between smart scale, near infrared spectroscopy, and thermal camera. That part is pretty easy because we already have it. So it's a part of just making a user interface for the application, and at appropriate places it's giving those. Right. So that part is easy. Then the most important part, no, the second part which is not most important, that is also easy, is that you after collecting the data you need to send it to a server and put it in the database. That is also easy. The third part is the most interesting part. You have to start collect, or you have to have a mechanism that starts collecting the data by when it, right at the moment when a user takes a plate and puts it on the smart screen. You have to trigger. You have to sense that action and trigger sensing. So that is the most difficult part. Why? Let's see. So one of the easiest way is you have this box, right? You put the thermal camera on the top of the box and you put a smart scale at the bottom. Whenever and you can require the user to take the plate and put it on the smart scale. That you can achieve. So whenever the user puts it on the smart scale, there is the camera which is perfectly aligned with the smart scale. It takes it. But the problem is, how do you know that the user has put the plate on the smart scale? One of the way is continuously sample the smart scale. Right? See the weight is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, don't trigger, don't trigger. The moment you put a plate, the weight will change. It will go from 0 to 10 grams, 20 grams, whatever, 200 grams. And whenever that happens, you trigger, okay, now you take the spectroscopy from the image and color it. You can do it in sequence, you don't have to do it in parallel. The problem is the smart scale shuts off. Why does it shut off? Because it has to conserve energy. You have to run this entire system for at least 2 to 3 days, right? Without requiring it to charge. Even the smartphone, you cannot charge the smartphone or cannot keep the smartphone charged all the time. So there has to be a mechanism where this works for 2 to 3 days without charging. So the smart scale has to go to sleep. So there has to be some mechanism where whenever a person puts the plate on the smart scale wakes up and starts sending data. Yes.
Why do we need smart scale?
To take the weight.
Can we take the weight to IR, spectroscopy and other? Can't we get the weight from machinery organisms?
That's another problem that we're working on. It's not that easy, but yeah, that is another problem. To predict the weight or to extract the weight of a food item from this uncovered image. That is another problem. We haven't defined a project on that, but if you're interested, we can do that project. But for now, that is the system model. So you have to find a way. So that is the most important task in your project. That you have to find a way so that this system works for at least 2 to 3 days without charging. Another problem with charging the smartphone specifically is that the thermal camera attaches to the charger port for the smartphone. So if you have a thermal camera in, you cannot charge the phone. That is another problem. Now, workaround to that is that you do remote charging. Remote charging means you have like these days, it's not really remote, but these days what you have is like a charger station. Like you have a charger station, you put the smartphone on top of the charger station, it charges without using the charger connector, right? So what you can ideally have is a charging station which always remains on top of the smartphone, and that charger station is connected, plugged in somewhere. That you can do, and you can still have the thermal camera connected. Those things you can do. Right? So you can come up with a system model that will last for at least 1 to 2 days. Now that is the project. What are the subtasks? And the subtasks we haven't really fixed, but basically these are the broad categories of the subtasks. 4 different subtasks, each of you can take one of these. So we have first connect sensors to the smartphone using sensor SDK. That is, one person can take that responsibility. Then you have to make all sensors work in one Android application. You cannot have separate Android applications which you need to invoke in order to get data from each of the sensors. Only one Android application has to be used. So that you have to make the environment. So this is one of the tasks which says that you have to create a system model that lasts for 1 or 2 days. Right? So that is another task that a person can take. And then finally data collection and labeling output time. So these are different tasks that either each person can handle this or you can distribute tasks among them. So that is one of the projects. The second project is based on the second sub-project of the same project is that sensor-based peaking gesture data collection system. So the one thing is to know what type of food you are eating. That is one thing. But the other thing is to know how fast you are eating or how much you are eating. Right? One approach to that is take before-after picture. So you have a plate. You take an initial picture, you know how what was the status of the plate, and then you eat, and then after that you take another picture after you're done, right? So you know the depth, using depth cameras or some way you know the depth up to how much you read, and from the depth you calculate the volume, approximate volume. But that works only when you have a clean heater. I can in a messy way. I don't need the entire thing, I just need some portions of it and it forms a very interesting structure. Right? So how do you calculate volumes of those interesting structures? That's a very difficult task. So that is one approach. But one approach we choose to take is have a wristband. Everybody is well, not everybody. A lot of you are wearing smartwatches. If not you, some other people. Right? So there are smartwatches, which are expensive, but still there are smartwatches. Right? They might be cheaper in the near future. So smartwatches have a lot of things. First of all, they have cameras. They have accelerometers, gyroscope, orientation sensors. Right? Using these sensors, what we can do is we can try to see whether we can identify eating motions. So if somebody grabs a spoon and eats, then we can identify that this was an eating motion. So that is the second subgroup. So you have to use. So we have a armband which can be worn on the wrist as well as on the arm, which takes this accelerometer, orientation, gyroscope, as well as electromyograms. Electromyograms is muscle movement data. All this kind of data they take. Now the aim is to classify eating action, but there is a huge catch. The problem is that you cannot use training data from the given user. So one approach that you can classify eating action, which has been taken by a lot of previous work, that you collect initial training data from the person and use it in a machine, and the next time the person comes in and tries to eat, you just match it using a machine learning algorithm. But that requires every person to first give you some training data. So simulated eating, right? It needs to collect training data. And often what happens is that that training data is dependent upon what type of food you're eating, and where you're eating, which kind of bowl, what kind of spoon you're using. So all this, depending upon all of this, the training data changes. And so you cannot use the training data collected by a person who is eating maybe rice using spoon. You cannot use that to detect eating action when a person is eating chicken with a fork. Those two are totally different actions. So there is a problem that you have to classify eating action of a person without even taking training data from that person. So user independent gesture recognition. Right? That is a big problem in gesture recognition research, which has not been solved today. Right? There is no good solution. So that is one of the subprojects. Now, in that project, what we need to do is we need to collect. We need to first develop a system model where an armband connects to a smartphone, and whenever a person eats, the armband data goes to a smartphone. That data goes to the cloud. Right? That system model has to first build. Then we need to collect data. We need to collect a lot of eating action data for different types of food items. We need to collect data in different environments, so at home environment, in restaurant environment, in the some class environment. So for different types of environment, you need to go and collect data. That's the second step. The third step is to use some preliminary either machine learning or deep learning, machine learning is SVM or some of vector machines or neural network or deep learning techniques. Use any of these to have an initial estimate of what is the user independent identification accuracy. And you don't have to propose an algorithm that solves the problem. So that's a very big task. It won't be solved in one month. But at least initial estimate of if you do nothing and just use the machine, what happens? So if you use 5 users' data as a training set, and the sixth user is totally unknown to the system, right? So what will happen? What will happen in the sense? Can you identify the taking action of the sixth user or not? So all this involves machine learning. We'll talk about that maybe in the next week or the next week. So once we talk about that, then we can this project will be easy. Now since we haven't talked about machine learning, it might seem a little bit difficult. So these are the two projects related to the teaching application, teaching action recognition application. Is that the motion? Anyway, why does that part does not show? Only this part. We have to go there. So maybe that is the motion sensor, the green light. Okay. So this is also motion sensor. This is gone. This is good. Yeah, that might be good. That is. Okay. So that is one of the projects. The other project is called Spectrum. This is also related to gesture recognition, but a different type of gesture. So this is a project where you do sign language recognition. So sign language is for people who are either assisting a person who is deaf, or for a deaf person, or for hard of hearing people who are not really clinically deaf, but they don't really hear that well. And so what they do is by using hand gestures they communicate. So it's a totally different language. It's not English. It's not any established written language. So there is no written language for sign language. So it's just learn. It's a different language. So it's altogether different language. And its origins are also different. There is no vocabulary of that language. The origins are different in that the origins are from how people perceive hand gestures, not how people perceive words or how people see letters, no, or how people hear. No. It's how people process gestures. That's the beginning of sign language. So, if you expect that a person who is proficient in sign language but cannot hear will be able to write good English, that's a very bad assumption. He might understand English, but the person will make a lot of mistakes writing English. Right? So if you say that why do you need sign language, you just type. Right? You communicate by typing. The person who is either deaf or hasn't ever heard English language. Right? If the person is deaf from birth, he hasn't even heard English language. So he doesn't even know how to write it or how to read it properly. So those things are very important for a deaf person. So if you assume that the deaf person can just type and you can just read and you can type again and then the deaf person can read and there will be effective communication between the two, wrong account. So you have to have sign language. So one of the main thing is that sign language, if deaf people are using sign language to communicate, it's very difficult for a person who does not know sign language to communicate with them. So imagine a scenario, a hospital scenario, where a deaf person goes and he has some pathological conditions, maybe some chest pain. Right? So he cannot say that the person I am having chest pain. He will use sign language to say that there is pain in the chest. But if a doctor does not understand sign language, the doctor does not know the symptoms. So the delivery of care and appropriate care, the delivery of appropriate care will be delayed. Right? And you know, in case of heart attack or those kind of problems, the window of opportunity is very less, maybe on the order of minutes. So if a doctor is delayed by 10-15 minutes because of poor communication between the patient and the doctor, then it might be fatal. Right? So what we tried to do was that we tried to develop a mobile application again using this wristbands, right, which detects these gestures and prints it out either on a mobile screen or speaks it out loud. And it can be used in emergency room scenarios in hospitals. So we started doing it, and then we found that there are a lot of issues in that project. So you have to solve one of those tables. So let's see a demo of what we have in each table. So this is a desktop system. This is not really mobile system, but this is probably what you might have seen when on the first page. So that's the sign for all morning. Cold and runny nose. Every night, like the little sign. Upset stomach. So those are that is one of the things that we have came up with. Now the thing is there are other competing technology that do this kind of sign language. They use data gloves. Data glove is that very intrusive. You wear a glove, and once you wear that glove, you cannot do anything else. You only have to sign. You cannot hold it up. You cannot eat. You cannot do anything. And also one of the big problems is that there is stigma associated with it. If you are deaf, people have different kinds of stigma about it. So you would, whatever technology you are using, you would like want to consider. So if you can have a sign language recognition that uses Apple Watches, so you don't have to wear anything else. You just wear some Apple wristband or a watch, smartwatch, and you can communicate with other people who don't know sign language. So that's the motivation. Now the problem is that we can, it's very high accurate, it is very highly accurate when you use just individual signs. So headache, that is one sign. So that sign recognition is very easy. If you just go individual sign by sign. So you make a sign and you pause, you make another sign, you pause, and so on. Right? That is easy. But people who are proficient with sign language, who use sign language daily, they don't do just one sign then pause, then another sign then pause, and so on. They don't do like that. They do like we talk in English. Right? So sign language, they would switch from one sign to another so fast that it's very difficult. If you go one sign by one sign, it becomes very difficult for you to translate. Same with voice. There are voice translation systems already existing. Right? So the problem with voice is there is co-articulation. Co-articulation means if there are two words, the way you are pronouncing one word gets affected by the word that is there to come in the future. The co-articulation problem also lies in sign language. So headache is this, but upset stomach is this. Right? So both have pain. Stomach upset also has pain in the stomach. and headache also is pain. But those two are totally different signs. Again, if you say that headache all morning, right? Headache all morning, right? So even this, this action might get changed because you are getting ready for studying all morning. So those kind of articulation problems are there. So one of the projects that you can do is you can take this initial system, whatever is there, you can take this initial system and try to try out different algorithms to classify or to identify continuous time. Now, instead of just doing one sign pause, another sign pause, you collect data where the people are signing continuously and you try to identify. So you propose simple algorithms. You don't have to have high accuracy, 90% accuracy. You don't have to, because it's not possible. Just try out simple algorithms, maybe windowing strategy that have fixed size windows. Every 3 seconds, you assume that that is one sign. So whenever you take a continuous sign language conversation and you divide it into windows of 3 seconds and you take each 3 seconds like that. That is one strategy. Then you can do overlapping windows. And 3 seconds 0 to 3, 1.5 to 4.5, 3 to 6, 4.5 to 7.5 and so on. Those intervals. Then you try adaptive windowing strategies. And based on the speed of signing, you change the window size. So those are different algorithms that you can try. So that is one of the projects. That is this one, continuous sign detection. So I will make a mobile app that does that. So the tasks are there. We'll discuss the tasks later, maybe tomorrow. But today I'm just giving a brief overview of all the process. Then, okay, so another very interesting project that we have that you can take a shot at is so when we talk there is an inflection of voice. If we are surprised, we say in one way, and if we are not so surprised or depressed, then we say the same thing in a different way. For example, if I say that you have a test today, some people will be surprised and say, yes, we have a test. Some other people will say, oh, we have a test. Right? So two different kinds of voice inflections. And based on that, you can understand whether the person is happy about it or not happy about it. And if I don't have any inflection in my voice and I give a lecture, you'll sleep. Right? You won't be interested in listening to me. Same for sign language. Sign language also has inflection. And the inflection is not in the tone of voice, because they don't have voice. The inflection is in their body language, in the eyebrows. So with their eyebrows, they say whether they're happy, whether they're concerned, or whether the sentence is a question, or the sentence is a surprise, or is just a statement. And all these things can be distinguished by considering their eyebrows. Now the problem is, eyebrow inflections I can have even if I don't want to express any surprise or don't want to ask the question, I can still have eyebrow inflections. So how do you distinguish? How do you distinguish between an eyebrow inflection that doesn't mean anything and as opposed to an eyebrow inflection which means surprise or question? How do you say?
Speed of the hand movement.
Pardon?
Speed is the hand movement.
Not really, because different people have different speeds. Normal speeds. Normally different people might have different speeds. So what we came up with was an idea that why not use the brain signals? So you are using the armband signal, the wristband signals plus signs, but also use the brain signals to distinguish between what is a question, what is a surprise, and what is just a statement. So these effects question, supply statement, or words such as I'm very tired as opposed to I'm tired. And I'm tired versus I'm very tired. How can you make a distinction between this? Especially what happens is that when you are using sign language, there is no sign for very. You cannot sign very. You can say tired. You can say that I am tired. Right? I am tired. How do you say I am tired? That is the sign for I am tired. What is the sign for I am very tired? It's same thing. I am tired. That is also I am very tired. So how do you know that the person wanted to use the term very or extremely? What is the difference between very and extremely? How do you know? Now you might ask the question, why do you need to know? The same reason, the reason is that you also don't need voice intonations. Right? You don't need voice intonations to understand concepts. So why do you need voice intonations? In order to keep you interested, engaged. And a speech is engaging if it has this intonation. If it does not have intonation, then you might as well use Microsoft Word speaker. Right? You don't need speakers to speak about different concepts. You just sign it up, run Microsoft Word. So you need to identify very versus extremely. So one way to do that is use the brain signal. What happens when you use the brain signal? When you use the brain signal, there is a specific response called the N300 response. N300 response means that you have the C3 channel of the brain. So that channel is just here. Right? So if you have a sensor here, the data that you get, that is called the C3 brain data. So you take the C3 brain data. What happens is that if I want to express something, so these things, the very versus extremely, these are modifiers, and modifiers to a word. As opposed to question, supply, statement, these are also properties of an entire statement. Right? So all these factors are called prosody. 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 So prosody information of a particular statement. It includes questions, supply, or these modifiers such as very, extremely. So these are all prosody information. So what happens to the brain is that when you want to express certain prosody, and you see that the person to whom you express this prosody did not understand that. So you wanted to ask a question, the person thought you just take this statement. If that happens, so if there is a conflict in prosody, then if you see the brain signal in the C3 channel, people have reported that there is a sharp negative drop. There is a sharp negative drop in the C3 data, followed by a very slow varying sine wave. So if you see that response, then you know that this person tried to express certain prosody, but he saw that somebody did not get that prosody. So you know immediately, right? So what you can do is you can have this feedback system you can develop. That somebody signed something with a prosody intention. You initially chose a default prosody. So let's say the person wanted to say I'm extremely tired, but by default you translate it as I'm tired. So this person says that no, it's not I'm tired, it's I'm extremely tired. So that person doesn't have to say it. You see it in his brain. So the moment you see a sharp line, so a sharp negative drop and then followed by a slow varying sine wave, that response is called an N300 response. So negative 300 response, which means the negative sharp drop comes 300 milliseconds after seeing that conflict. So when you show that data, that okay, I just translated I'm tired, I missed out the word extreme. Then 300 milliseconds after seeing that translation, there will be sharp negative drop. So when you see that, then what you can do is immediately you can change it to the next level. You can say that no, it was one I'm tired, it was I'm extremely tired. So if you just immediately switch that view, the person sees it and it won't have the person won't have that response. because now it matches. So by using the brain data, you can automatically correct your translation. So that is another project is related to that. Now you don't have to go from zero to everything. What you have to do is you have to first see whether if you have a causality conflict, do you have that empty-handed response or not. You can do study on it. And in that study can be the entire project. So that is one project. So what you have to do is you have to use the neuroside brain sensor. We have the brain sensors in the lab. You can use those and you can collect data. You can create test cases where you show different causal information and say that or conflicts in causality. You show that and you see whether you have that same brain response or not. That can be one project. The other project related to this is to develop a mobile app so that people can learn to sign. So that is kind of a different area that is more related to software engineering, mobile app development project, where you develop a sign language based mobile application where you can, which helps people to learn sign language. So we can discuss about the details. So that is another project. So these are the two. So I discussed 5 projects. Right? Now another project is related to the brain research that is going on in mobile computing. So first of all, you know that machine learning systems are there in mobile apps. One of the projects can be to see whether these machine learning techniques they can be implemented in mobile phones. Because mostly what you do is you transfer all the data to the cloud and the cloud does the machine learning execution. Right? Instead, can you implement machine learning systems in the mobile? So in every machine learning system there is two states. There are two states. First is the training state where you have a lot of data and you do something to the machine, configure the machine. And then the next step is the testing state. Now, in recent literature, what has happened is that people only do testing in the mobile. They don't do training. The primary reason being, if you want to do training in the mobile phone, then you have to spend a lot of time configuring. Because the CPU is not that good, and so is the GPU. So people have just thrown away the idea that you can do training in mobile apps or mobile phones. So one of the tasks that you can do is you can benchmark machine learning training algorithms on mobile CPU and so what will that involve? That will involve you choosing some machine learning system. It's your choice. Either you can choose SBA, K-means clustering, MPC. These are some examples. We will see each of them later, right? When we discuss machine learning, we will discuss each of these algorithms. So you choose some of these algorithms and you implement it in CPU, implement it in GPU, and characterize their performance. Performance means how long does it take based on what is the training data size. Not only how long does it take, how much power does it spend, how much energy is used. So all this thing benchmarking that is one project. The other project is related to security. So what we do is we have developed a security system, basically an authentication system. The authentication system means you give a username and then you give a password and you are taken to your account. For example, Bank of America. If you have a mobile app of Bank of America, you type in username, password, and you are taken to your account. Now, instead of remembering a password, what we want to do is we want to use the brain signal. So what you do is you give a username and then you wear the NeuroSky sensor for 5 seconds, takes a 5 seconds snippet of data and it lets you. Because it identifies that you are the correct person. Now why brain signals? Because brain signals are very unique for every person and they are very hard to guess. Extremely hard to guess. So if it is hard to guess, then that is good. And personally, I'm not going to guess it and enter the security system. So your task will be to develop a mobile application that takes username, takes a brain data snippet, and lets you into this system. If you are the legitimate person. If you are not the legitimate person, it's wrong. Now, what algorithm you use, you can either choose to develop your own algorithm, or we already have an algorithm that will be implemented. You can choose to implement that. So that is another part. So these are some example projects. I have discussed 7 of them, right, today. What we'll do is we'll discuss a few more, maybe 6, 7 more, and you can. So there will be total 13, 14 projects, and there are I don't know how many groups are there with 900 groups. So you have plenty to choose from. Okay. Now once you choose those, we'll assign you. Mentors. We'll assign you mentors to whom you can go and seek for help. And we'll also discuss the 20 tasks that you need to do for each project. So we don't have any more time to discuss other things today, but from tomorrow we'll start complex completion. Now, from next week, I'm still awaiting a few responses to the class time extension. But from next week, if everybody says yes, then from next week we will have 15 extra minutes on this class, and we will skip practice. So today this is all.